I thought I'd take you on a walk with me. Oh, look, a heart. Look, love, there it is. Oh, hi. Hello. I just found a heart. Hello, everyone. Sending you love. I'm taking you on my walk this evening. It's so balmy here. It's middle of December and it's 60 degrees out. It's insane. We had snow a little bit and it's completely gone. So I'm taking an evening walk. I've had a day of a lot of driving. My oldest child, Julian, who's 9, we see him every other weekend, and this was a weekend, so it involved a lot of driving. So I'm on a walk by myself. My 4 kids are at home, and it's amazing. So I've lived in a way where I've always trusted my kids. I've always given them trust. Well, maybe not always. I've struggled with it, but I'm definitely there at this point. And it's amazing when you do that because they are just so mature for their age. Hello, how are you? And I can go out for a short walk, and leave a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old. Graham's 5, Evie's 3, and they can reach me on my phone, and I'm comfortable with it, and they're totally comfortable with it. So that's pretty cool. Oh, so how is everybody? How was your day? I feel like every one of my days lately is just so delightful, is how I would describe my days. Oh, do you hear that sound? Oh, isn't that beautiful? The wind, oh gosh, that really went through me. The wind is pretty strong tonight. But yes, I feel like every one of my days. Someone just came out of the porta potty over there. There's like a gas place where they store their gas trucks over there. But I feel like every one of my days is so delightful. I'm just so thankful for everything. And just excited, but not the kind of excitement like I used to feel, where like I almost feel like drugged, like really high. This kind of excitement is just like a exuberance, I guess, about being here and waking up and seeing where the day goes and seeing what's coming. It's such a feeling to be creating moment to moment, or in the moment. There really isn't a moment to moment. There's just the moment. It's such a feeling. And there's Christmas lights I'm coming up on. Oh, I love Christmas lights. We would go and drive around the neighborhood when I was a kid and see all the Christmas lights. I've been taking Graham and Evie mostly. Like, we bring Ada to dance twice a week in the evenings, and then we'll drive around the neighborhood and see all the lights. But I remember, look at them a sec. I remember this one spot coming down this hill. It was called Duchess Hill, which if you lived in Hyde Park, New York, you'd know it. And there were these candle lights that would just stretch back into the woods. And it seemed like every year it would just get further and further and further back. And I don't know who the man was I think it was the man that lived on that corner where these lights would be. But I was so thankful. I've been having a lot of memories of my brother coming back. I shared this yesterday in a reel. I've been like going crazy with making reels lately. Having so much fun. But when you drop your story, it's amazing how many memories like come back to you. And because you're not attached to them, there's no feelings around them. Oh, there's some really cool artwork. I don't like peering in people's houses at nighttime. I know it's kind of creepy, but you see that? There's like, I don't know what that is. That's cool. Wow. It's like anime or something. That's really cool. But yeah, your memories start coming back, and because there's just no attachment to them. And I was laughing about some of the ones that have been coming back. I've been having like one thing I've noticed with people. Well, I say people who've passed. Really, my brother, because this is, I think, the first step where I've really been aware and been noticing a lot of the signs. Other people that passed in my life haven't been as close to me. My grandma, but besides my grandma, haven't been as close to me as him. So I'm smelling like a lot of these smells that remind me of him. But one of the funny ones is I've been smelling weed. I've been like smelling weed, and I don't smoke. I don't drink. Not anymore. That time of my life is over. So it's complete. That self. So, but I've been smelling it. I'm like, what the hell? But I had this memory come back of him and I driving. I'd come home from college and we'd always, we'd get together and we'd go drive around town. He'd take me to all these high school parties because I was like studying and doing sports, and I had a boyfriend I was involved with. I did not go to parties in high school. His high school experience was completely different. So he'd take me to all these high school parties, and I was like this, let's see, he'd be like 17, 18. I'd be like 21, 22-year-old at these high school parties. High school boys were cute, I'll tell you that. And anyway, there was one night we were driving around, and he had this blunt, and he's smoking it. He like drops it out the car window, and he's like, oh, there's a leaf hopping along. Hello, little leaf. There it goes. And he's like, Mandy, stop the car. And I'm like, what? Are you nuts? It's like completely dark out. He's like, no, I can find that. He's like, that's really good weed. It's like, okay. So I stopped the car. He found it. He did. It took like a little bit. He's like on the side of the road with like his phone light. Because I think by that time, kids in high school had like flip phones at least, or phones that had flashlights. That was high school. There was no cell phones for me. So he found it. So I was laughing about that today. Like this memory that came back. Let's see, I'm going to walk this way. Oh, it's such a beautiful energy out tonight. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh. If you can see this tree, it's so dark, but this tree has no leaves on it, and it's one of my favorite things when winter starts to come, the leaves being all off the trees. When you have a full moon, and if you have snow, it is the most incredible thing to see the shadows of those trees on the snow of a full moon. And I certainly hope we'll have that at some point this winter. Yeah. Oh, I so needed this walk. I'm so glad I gave this to myself. I am so glad I gave this to myself. I've been thinking about the things I've been giving to myself lately. This Archangel Oracle deck, gave that to myself. Really excited to keep working with that. Feeling called to do readings. So I feel like maybe some people would be interested in hearing what the archangels have to say through me. So I'm thinking about doing that in this new year. And that's something I gave to myself. I made my coconut sugar, coconut oil, sea salt scrub, and used that the other day when I took a bath. So heavenly. Put candles in the bath this time too, which was really nice. Realized I need more candles. So, yes, I got to myself. And I'm sure there's more, but that's what comes to mind recently. Oh, here's some Christmas lights a little bit over there. So just cut through this parking lot. It says no trespassing, but nobody's said anything when I've cut through here. So I'm just going to keep cutting through here until someone says something. This spot over here, the kids and I used to go through there, and we used to stop and look at all the flowers in there. And one day when we were there, my kids had some flowers, but it wasn't from in there. Like they had picked them somewhere else, that wasn't an apartment complex garden. And the woman we ran into was quite upset. She seemed quite upset. And I said, well, we didn't pick them here. You can look at the flowers. And it was like a couple days later, there was a sign that went up that was like, no trespassing. So we don't cut through there anymore. Even though I partly feel like we could, but I'm like, well, I feel like I've received my warning. So I'll just cut through the other parking lot. Isn't that funny? Like, because I don't know, rules are so funny because there really isn't any rules. Rules are like these man-made things, of socially accepted what you should or shouldn't do, or, follow directions, do this, but really there isn't any. Ultimately, you're free, you're free to, and the thing is, there's consequences for everything. So, but follow the rules. I mean, that's just, know the consequences and then make your choice accordingly. So, yeah. It's this orange car. There's pigeons that live, is it this house? In the summertime, we would see them out flying around, which I thought was so cool. That they have pigeons, they keep them in their backyard. And it reminded me of when Ian and Julian and I were in India for 3 months, and I was pregnant with Ada. When we were staying in Delhi, we'd look outside our hotel window, and every day around a certain time, it was like late afternoon, this boy would go up on one of the rooftops of one of the many buildings there, and he would release the pigeons, and we'd watch them fly. And so simple, so precious. Ian actually did a painting of it that we had for some time. So sad. He's made like so much great art, but he's destroyed like most of it. That's the artist, right? Oh my God. It's so heartbreaking. Like I have a lot of photos of it, but original pieces, there's just like a few original pieces because he's destroyed most of it. Maybe we have, I think it's him. I was trying to think if like I or the kids did, but I think we were the ones that were mostly like, no. But, yeah. I would like to I'm going to manifest for him when we finally have our land and our home on our land. It's gonna be a little barn, a little space. That's an art studio because our space right now it's like 900 square feet for 5 of us, and Julian's makes 6 when he's here, and we love it. It's cozy, but he paints, but he would really like to get back to doing larger pieces, and maybe even larger than he's ever done. Like, he was actually trying to see if he could paint part of this mural in Torrington, which is the next town over, and it was a shade, like it was like on a building, you know, in the window shade. I swear to God, they said the shade was like 6 feet by like 3 feet. I was like, what kind of shade is this? But anyway, he wanted to paint it in our house, and I was like, no, I can't do that. It's just not space. But oh my gosh, it's been so fun taking you on my walk. Oh, I'm hearing all my stories. I'm gonna head back in and see what they're up to and drink some water. But I hope you have a beautiful evening, and if I can share this, I might. I've had trouble. I haven't actually gone live in a long time. It hasn't, I haven't felt called to it, but I did tonight, and in the past I've had trouble sharing afterward. But even if I can't share, I'm so glad for those of you that were here with me and you were able to come along. Ooh, 11/26, Lucky Clover 11/26. 11/26 is my Evie's birthday. Oh, I love it. And Burwood. Burwood makes me think of what are those things that were on the bush? The burdocks. Oh, I loved finding those on my clothes as a kid. They're so fun. Okay, good night, you guys. Love you.